Good morning, real estate enthusiasts. Welcome to Real Estate Matters on Super FM 92.7 Lagos. I am your host, King Rei Realtor. Today, we will cover the demand by Nigerians on the need for transparency in the Nigerian rental system. And of course, we'll touch base on last week's topic, the crackdown by Lagos State on illegal estates. Before we continue, we'll just go on a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll dive right in.
Super 92.7 FM.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio. Super 92.7 FM.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio. Super 92.7 FM.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio. Super 92.7 FM.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your
Welcome back. Welcome back to Real Estate Matters. I am still your host, King Rei Realtor. And as mentioned earlier, today's topic will be the demand by Nigerians on need for transparency in the Nigerian rental system. I think this is something that a lot of us have had experience with and actually agree to. So imagine you found, let me just create a scenario where you imagine you found what you think is your dream apartment, the best place that you want in Lagos, something that fits your budget and fits, maybe your lifestyle, where you want to live. And the pictures, they match what you want. The agent has assured you everything has aligned. And, the price seemed, at least before you agreed to the place, the price seemed fair. At least based on legal standard, and then you pay and then you move in. Then when you move in, the truth starts to, manifest itself. And modern day plumbing, you find it's new, it's outdated and needs to be redone. The water is unhygienic and needs to be filtered. Sockaway is still leaking. Some of the walls are cracked and they were just screeded and painted on, and you know that it still needs repairs. Service charge is, in fact, it's much more than was initially agreed upon, and it seems to be multiplying and growing with new charges coming up, things that should have been covered by the initial service charge discussed. And in a couple of months, you realize that the amount of money that you spent on the rent itself is about the same amount with how much you are spending on all these minor repairs. And you realize that, wait, this is actually costing much more than it would have cost for you to move into some other location, right? That you had assumed was a worse budget or a higher cost than where you moved into. And a lot of Nigerians seem to be having this experience where they engage some agents that are not qualified, what we call it, quack agents, and they hide some of the details. The transparency is not, as opposed to other parts of the world where being transparent is a key part of being a practicing real estate agent, right? That's one of the things with, as a realtor, most realtors, before you get your license or your number to practice as a realtor, you have to do the swearing in process where you include and you mention transparency. And for most realtors who have gone through the proper process to become licensed or practicing realtors, you find that one of the things that you are told to acknowledge is transparency. Because when you engage a client, when a client is moving into a location, a new location, transparency is always the utmost importance. It makes everybody's job easier. It makes the new tenants moving in see what is going on from the onset. It makes you also know when anybody comes back and says, you indicate that, look, this was indicated from the onset. This was made clear from the onset. It also makes it easier for the property owner who knows, and you've updated, this is what is necessary, this is the right step. And the truth is, a tenant that's going to move into a location especially if the budget matches what they want, we'll usually accept. When you say, oh, these are the things that need to be managed, these are the things that need to be repaired, they will usually say, okay, I can adjust to this budget, but at least there's transparency from the onset, as opposed to moving into a space and then little things coming up and popping up. And a lot of Nigerians are complaining about this because it is a big issue in Nigeria. Let's not forget, you can join the conversation. To join the conversation, you can call into the numbers 070-569-00927 or 080-250-27711. You can also call 080-29788-003. I know some people sent in messages on social media that we don't call the numbers out enough. So we're going to just go do a recap again. 070-56-900-927, 080-250-27711, and 080-2978-8003. Okay. And of course, we still have our gifts for our best colors, our first colors, and the last color. All right. So yes, back to today's topic. So here are some of the dangers. I mean, a lot of us have had experiences, and we know. Oh, we have a call. Oh, we lost that call. Okay, so we'll go back. Our caller. Hello. Okay, we lost the call. All right. So we'll go back to today's topic. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to Real Estate Matters. Your name and your call, where you're calling from.
I'm Antonia from Ojo. I missed the last week show, but I thank God for the result.
We miss you too, Antonia from Ojo.
Thank you very much for the gift.
I'm glad.
I really appreciate,
I'm
ma.
glad you enjoyed it.
Please, I have a question on this real estate.
Yes, please.
As an occupant in a place,
Yes.
what is the place of this caution fee they used to collect before the person coming into the compound?
Yes.
Then the second thing is, what is the right of the owner of the building when it comes to water, provision of water in the building?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Is it possible for the owner of the building to just lock up the tap and deny the tenant water? Or I just want to know, ma.
Okay.
Thank
So
you. I will listen over the radio.
Yes. And I will answer those questions.
All right.
Thank you very much, Antonia from Ojo. We are live. We are live on Facebook at Super 92.7 FM Lagos, and we are also on YouTube at Super FM Lagos. So you can tune in to catch up if you want. Okay, so your questions, Antonia. Caution fee is a very necessary part of your listening space, right? It protects you, and it also protects the property owner. The reason being, there are experiences where some property owners have had people who leave a space and they damaged it, in fact, to an extent where the repairs are way beyond the actual the person's when the person occupied the space, right? Some people damage windows, some people damage pipes, some people damage walls. So caution fee is usually a payment or a deposit, right? That's used when the tenant wants to move out, right? To renovate or put the space back as it should be. Okay. So you have some we have another call coming in. Oh, we've lost that call. All right. So we have some people who some property owners who ask for just a token, a percentage of what your rent actually costs, and it's just a down payment. Usually, if you take care of a property well before you vacate the premises, you usually get your caution fee back if damages are not. Okay, we have another call. Hello. Ooh. Hello. Okay, we lost that call. Okay, so as I was saying about caution fee, if you take care of a property very well when you are living and you can justify the fact that there's really no need for the property to be renovated, repainted, or any of that, then you can request for your caution fee back. But caution fee is often both short lease and long lease. It's a deposit that's put down in the situation where you're staying in a space where time you're vacating, the space needs to be renovated and brought back to par. Okay, we have another call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Samuel from Satellite Town.
Hello, Samuel from Satellite Town. Yes, please join the conversation.
Is that?
Yes, join the conversation. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, let's say if somebody moves into an apartment and after like 6 months, you found out that, not even after like 6 months, like when you enter the apartment, you notice that they are owing like up to 300,000 with other tenants. Is a combined emitter.
Okay.
And because of that, the PHCN or NEPA brought the wire down.
Mm-hmm.
Who is supposed to bear the consequences? Is it the landlord or landlady or the tenants?
So in this situation where there's debt on your electricity usage, is it before you moved in? Was it accrued before you moved in?
Yes, before we moved in.
It's based on your
all
living
of us
there.
Yes, all of us that moved in, we are new tenants. So we do not know that there was accumulated bill before we moved in. So
that's where transparency comes in now, because usually that's where, thank you very much, Samuel from Satellite Town. In that situation, in that situation, which is very unfortunate, the property owner should have resolved electrical bills or any of that before the tenants come in. All right. And if by the time the tenants move in and they see these additional costs, I think it's something that they should take up with the property owner, because the electricity usage is not from them, it's before they moved in. All right, so that is on the property owner's end, because it's not their bill, unless of course you know that by the time you moved in, because sometimes you have some tenants who move in and then before you move in, construction work, all the you're painting, all of that time you're using electricity, you're using energy. So are you sure that this bill is from before anybody moved in? Because moving in starts from once you start going in there, making some renovations, making some changes, you use electricity. The painting, the adjustments that are being made before you actually move into the unit, right? So ensure when did this bill start to gather, and then at what point did electricity, because I know that PHCN often sends notifications. At what point were notifications sent to the property? Who engaged them when they came in, and then how was it handled before it got to the point of them having to disconnect the property from the from receiving electrical services? Okay. Back to Antonia's question from Ojo about water. Water, again, as I said, is about transparency and communication. From the onset, it is often good when you're dealing with an agent or a realtor, when you're dealing with them, it is often good for them to indicate clearly. I had a client recently when he was moving in, when they were moving into their property. He had asked for it to be itemized on the list: water, electricity, parking, how many parking spaces. And honestly, initially the property owner was just very like, what is all this fuss about? Why is this person putting so much this thing? This is what you get, this is what you get. Why do you want it written on paper? And I had to explain, look, I understand that a lot of Nigerians have been traumatized. Lagos State has traumatized them, so they want everything in black and white. They want to see it listed, itemized. And by the time you engage your agent or your realtor and you tell them you want it itemized, and they tell you yes or no, if anybody tells you no, that's a red flag. that's a red flag, because any professional will want to guide you and assure you on what you're about to lease, what you're about to pay money for. We have a call. Hello. Turn down the volume of your hello. Yes. Okay. Please turn down the volume of your radio of your. All right. We have another call. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to Real Estate Matters. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kennedy.
Hello,
calling
Kennedy.
I'm calling from Apapa.
Hello, Kennedy from Apapa. Yes. How do you want to join the conversation?
Thank you very much. I'm enjoying the program. That's why I called.
Oh, thank you.
And another thing, you talked about caution fee.
Yes.
And somebody just called about accumulation of bill.
Yes.
I have a cousin that rented an apartment somewhere in Coconut precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And pre to the time they rented this house, it was a new apartment. And the conversation with the owner of the house was the lie they were using that maybe the former tenant there, because they evicted every tenant,
Yes.
and the house was restructured,
Yes.
that they are owing some amount of accumulated bill.
And the property owner indicated from the onset.
Yes, no. Okay, let's say he indicated. You understand? He told them that. But funny enough, before, when the agents were bringing them there,
Yes.
nothing of such was being discussed to them. Was being discussed. Because you talked about transparency, that's what I'm trying to hold on.
Yes.
So nothing of such was discussed to them. After that payment, what has been done, agents, the way they behave, they take their cut and everything.
Some agents.
And later when they packed in, funny enough, the owner of the apartment began to tell them they were holding about 400 or thereabout. Believe you me, the man turned his back on them. They had to stay in that house for like 4 or 5 months.
With the,
if not that they came together, okay, fine, we can continue like this. They had to call the man. The man said, okay, fine.
The issue.
The man said, okay, fine. He will take 50%. They will take 50%, and they have nothing to do because they won't lie. Some of them are doing businesses, and they had to key in. They had to do 50-50. For me, I feel it's not
that's unfortunate.
proper.
True.
It's not proper. And on the other hand, of the caution fee. I've seen cases of people entering an apartment.
Yes.
The house was okay after they left. If they go back for this caution fee, they don't give them back. You see, these owners of this apartment, they come with one story. This, that. At the end of it, you don't get it. The agent you got a house from, after then they will all be at large. So these are the happenings. So I just want you to look into it, because you said they will give you back. For me, it's a fallacy. They won't give you back.
If you can.
I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you very much.
I'm enjoying your program. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kennedy from my papa. Okay, so with that caution fee, and there are some things that, with that caution fee, right, there are some things that are that you might not be able to say, okay, this is exactly, because sometimes there's painting involved, repainting of the apartment, fixing of electrical works, right? Servicing of water. Sometimes even just between that space of, okay, I'm leaving, this is what needs to be done. They need to clean out the unit. They need to manage the unit, put it to a good standard that somebody else who is moving in, right, can accept the property. So sometimes you might say, oh, what is the, I made a deposit of so amount. What is the caution fee about? So just because, when you're leaving, did you repaint the location? Did you fix any of the doors? Some of the cupboards, the doors might have come up. Some of the wardrobes and the roof for the ceiling. Some of the light bulbs. Some of those minor adjustments. By the time you gather them in the different rooms, in the different space, by the time you gather them, they actually gather and accumulate to cost the amount of money that's expected.
I want to ask a question quickly, because a lot of people out there would say for a fact that when they come into an apartment, they start doing the renovations themselves. So the landlord has held on to this caution fee and will not do anything until the next person comes and does something with the house.
Renovation is different from you put it, because sometimes the property is already at a good and livable space. You now adjusting it to your taste. It's a different thing.
Have you seen houses in Lagos, livable state? No, have you seen like okay? I rented an apartment like about 2 years ago, and the way that it was painted shabbily. Because it was a new house.
Yeah.
So they just used one coat of paint. And I'm like, what is this? Like, you expect me to stay here? And so I had to get someone else to paint. So now imagine I'm living there and there's a caution fee that I've paid already.
Yes.
That's supposed to be for the renovation and the repainting of the house by the time I leave.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Guess what? The landlord does absolutely nothing about it until the next person comes and does the work for him or her. That is the standpoint in Lagos. This Lagos era. If anybody agrees with me, please call in 0705 6900927. That's the number to call. This gifted goddess, I just have to chime in because she was saying I'm like in Lagos, the Lagos that we know.
Well, yes, I agree. Some, but there are also some. All right,
the some that they are. I doubt that they are even in this part of town.
Hello, welcome to Real Estate Matters.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Chiku and I'm calling from Lagos.
From where?
Masoko.
Oh, okay. Yes. How do you want to join the conversation, Tochukwu?
The question I want to ask.
You want to ask a question? Please ask a question. And could you increase your voice so we can hear you clearly? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you better.
In the sense of water pumping,
Yes.
is it right for a person pumping water for the whole lot? It's been a big issue.
So, Chukwu, we can't hear you clearly.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Okay, we couldn't. We lost that call. We couldn't hear you clearly, Tojuku. If you're calling back, please call back and then speak louder or turn up. Adjust your mic. All right. Yes, with regards to waters, I think someone else had asked that question with the property owner turning it off. No. Okay, we have another call. Hello.
Hello, good morning. This time back from Satellite Town.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, the point, the lady that just spoke last is making very important because some of these landlords or landladies, when you enter into an apartment, you see that nothing is done there. You are the one that want to enter into the apartment.
The one that made the adjustment.
You will make all the adjustments.
Yeah, you do all the adjustments and they still collect the caution fee, and that caution fee, you're not going to collect it even when you are going. No matter how the state the apartment is when you are going, even if it's perfect, even if you repaint it again before going, they are still going to hold on to that caution fee. So it's not, I don't see what they are using the caution fee to do. And I don't know why they won't give back the tenants when it's going. I don't know why.
Okay.
What is happening in Lagos here? I've seen it many times.
I hear you very much, Samuel. And yes, I hear you too.
Because it's the absolute truth. As much as we want to say, oh yes, caution fee. Why does caution fee exist?
Yes, it exists because of repairs. All right, post-vacation repairs, and I agree that.
Ray, I can see a very small smirk on your face. Like it exists because of repairs. Repairs that we don't see. Repairs that maybe doesn't exist.
See, I agree that yes, there are some property owners that money as it's entering their account,
it's gone. It's gone.
It's part of the rent.
You can't even see anything. You can't even notice something and say, okay, you collected caution fee. Can you repair this?
So that's the thing. That's
so
where
could the caution fee maybe just maybe it could be that during the course of you living there, whatever repairs that would be done in that house, maybe major repairs like maybe the roof is leaking or maybe water stops ahead or the door is broken. If you explain that to me, I will give you caution fee just in case. Because I mean, when I got my apartment, I noticed that there was something wrong. I called the attention of the landlord. Maybe and then there was a water issue. I called the attention and they fixed it. So yes, maybe that's what the caution fee is for. Not that the house is bad and that's the reason why you're collecting caution fee, or because you want to repair the house before the next person comes. We know that does not exist.
It's a deposit. It's a deposit for them to hold on to make all these repairs. It's about
Exactly. So can they properly explain to Lagosians?
That's where having an agent and a realtor representing you comes in. Because when you have the right person speaking on your behalf. I mean, I've had a situation where from the onset I already told the property owner, please remove this caution fee because there's a lot of damage in this property
that the person has to
take, that my client has to repair. And it was like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to. We're not moving forward on this. In fact, I would rather go back and find my client somewhere else than us move forward on this conversation. Either you remove this caution fee or you reduce the cost of your rent. Right. And they were like, okay, fine. And they removed the caution fee. So having that's why it comes. It's like having.
I feel like the idea of caution fee at first it was for gluttony. the idea that caution fee should be that if there are repairs during your course of staying here, we would use this money to repair it. It's like they're collecting money for you for repairs.
There's always, even in other parts of the world, there's always deposits, some sort of deposit that indicates that, look, if you damage, because there's some tenants that are really,
that's what it should be, right?
Yes, that's
exactly.
What it should be for. All right. So yes, I agree.
Because if anything goes wrong with your house, you're supposed to take care of it, right? Structural issues, yes, of course.
Because some people don't seem to understand structural issues and use and wear and tear issues.
There are two different things, yeah.
Right.
Your kitchen cabinets will go bad, and then you call your landlord. That's not structural. You've been using that thing for a while.
Some people, when it damages, they won't fix it. They just carry the door and shelf it in one corner and continue using their space like that. And then when they leave, the property owner now has to
repair. So it's a lot of times we're the ones who are inflicting a lot of damage in these houses. Yes. Yeah. We're gonna.
I agree that yes, there are some tenants that they try to put. I know I've experienced some very good tenants where they are living. They even help you paint, and you're wondering, wow.
Well, I'm not painting for my landlady. She should paint her house.
And then there are some tenants that will damage the place where they are living.
Oh, like that girl.
They will take it out and remove the things that they feel, I bought this. But it's like, okay, so why are you removing it?
No, guess what? It's because of